An acclaimed leader in the effort to resolve challenges that bring people into the legal system, an ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Colleen Gibbons. Colleen joined the ACES Human and Community Development Graduate Program in 2007, receiving her master's in 2009 and Ph.D. in 2013. Her thesis work examined motivation among FFA students, and her dissertation focused on high school students with disabilities in school-based extracurricular programs. While on campus, she worked in the autism program, where she promoted inclusion in 4-H and Extension. She also trained undergrads at the Child Development Lab and organized the HDFS Graduate Students Organization. Owing to her interest in being an advocate for those with disabilities, she enrolled at Syracuse University Law School. Colleen joined the Center for Justice Innovation, where she is now Senior Program Manager for National Training and Technical Assistance. She focuses on drug and opioid court initiatives, disability accessibility, trauma-informed courtrooms, and gender-inclusive practices. An ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Colleen Gibbons.
It's difficult to put into words how honored and grateful I am for winning the ACES Alumni Award of Merit this year. When Professor Ramona Oswald told me that she'd nominated me, and then I learned that I subsequently won the award, I was floored. I almost fell off of my chair. And so first and foremost, I need to thank Professor Oswald. She was the director of our graduate program, which was then called Human and Community Development, when I was a student in the College of ACES. And although she was a fantastic professor, what I remember most was time spent in her office just talking about life and real life problems, and she always provided a listening ear. I'm so incredibly grateful for that, for knowing that student needs were more than just what was provided in the classroom. I also need to thank Professor Brent McBride, who was my advisor. He must have known early on that I was not cut out maybe to be an academic, and yet he supported me, he mentored me, he guided me, he gave me professional opportunities, and really provided me leadership experiences that have been foundational for the work that I do today. I also need to thank Professor Jennifer Hardesty, who was just a great role model for a young professor and for what it looked like to be a young professional. The concepts of doing gender and intersectionality, which is a legal term that I use now so often in my work, were just really interesting and insightful to me at the time. And it took me a long time to understand just how embedded those concepts are and how important they are in the work that we do. I also really think about the work around understanding systems. I work in the criminal legal system now, and those concepts are so discussed, and yet the ways that they were framed and the way that we learn about systems from a very basic human fundamental perspective in that program have carried with me and are so important and relevant when we talk about the ways that our society is built. And working in the criminal legal system, I'm very grateful for the concepts and for everything that I learned at the University of Illinois. I also need to thank my dear friends who were always incredibly supportive, specifically Megan Hazelschwert, who gifted me the earrings that I'm wearing in this thank you and acceptance video, and my dear friend Vanya Lazatovich, both of whom are just wonderful friends and colleagues. I also, and most importantly, want to thank my family, who have always been incredibly supportive and are just the best family that anyone could ask for.
An enthusiastic supporter of the College of ACES, a 2024 ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Ronald Lloyd. Ron Lloyd holds 2 degrees in agronomy and plant science. He spent his career at industry leaders such as Monsanto, to the 360 Yield Center, to Land O'Lakes Winfield United, to his current position as Global Agronomy Lead at John Deere. He supported the efforts of the working group of the Illinois Council for Food and Ag Research and is active in the American Society of Agronomy and the North Central Weed Science Society. Ron remains a committed supporter of the university and the College of ACES. He was an active contributor to the Turner Hall Renovation Committee and a one-time director of the ACES Alumni Association Board. Throughout his career, he has returned to campus many times to speak to classes and collaborate on research projects. Ron has mentored many and hired many ACES students. In spite of much travel in his career, he has found time to serve on the Macoupin County Fair Board and the county's 4-H Foundation. A 2024 ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Ron Lloyd.
Good evening. From all of us who are being recognized tonight, I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here. Each and every one of you have had a special impact on us to allow us to get recognized this evening. So thanks for taking time from your schedules to be here. I want to take just a few minutes and say thanks to some special people in my life. First and foremost, to Jerry Brookhart and Sue Gray. They nominated me for this award. And for those of you that don't know Jerry and Sue, they are past winners of the Award of Merit and are amazing individuals. They have given back so much to the university, to the College of ACES, to their communities, and to so many other groups. I can't even name them all. When I first heard they nominated me, I'll be honest, I didn't feel worthy of this award. But to think that two people with those credentials thought enough of me to nominate me meant the world. And then to find out that I was selected, I'm honored. And I want to say thanks so much to the University of Illinois and the College of ACES for bestowing that honor upon me. I also want to say thanks to Maurice Robbins Forbes, who has been a dear friend and has meant so much to me through the years. She's also been very supportive and wrote a letter of recommendation for me. Maurice and I have had a two-way mentorship relationship through the years, and I'm very grateful for that. I want to thank my parents, Bob and Edna, that are with us this evening. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And I mean, I wouldn't be here. Because if it wasn't for them and their support, I wouldn't have been able to come to the University of Illinois. And I'm very appreciative of that. And the way they've modeled the way and helped me turn into the man that I've turned into, I'm very grateful. So thank you. To my wife, Michelle, she's fantastic. For those of you that know Michelle, she's always a rock by my side, supporting and understanding when I have to travel, and always here when we do things like our JBT scholarships and when we come over to the University of Illinois. She's always pitching in and giving back, and also a fellow alum. To my boys, Stan and Mason, who are now men and are married and have children of their own, I'm very proud of you two and what you've become and the life you're making for yourself and your families. To my very dearest friends, some of us with us this evening that have been with me on the journey, fraternity brothers, since the time I arrived here in Champaign. We've been great friends through the way and mentors to each other and lifted each other up through the years when we needed help. Last but not least is the University of Illinois and the College of ACES. Again, thanks for bestowing the honor to me, but also thank you for the opportunities that you've created for young people and people in general to develop, to have leadership opportunities, and to recognize people for those. With that, I say a great thank you and have a great rest of your night.
A community leader and innovative producer, an ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Wayne Swigert. Always enterprising, Wayne enrolled in ACES in 1970 and concurrently rented an 80-acre farm, using the proceeds to pay his tuition and other student expenses over the next 4 years. Committed to a full university experience, Wayne also found time to be a part of the ILIO yearbook staff and, a precursor to a lifelong interest in the arts, served as an usher at Krannert Center. After graduation, Wayne embarked on a 5-decade career farming and as a seed dealer. He was an early adopter of using personal computers for farm management and became so adept at the hardware and software that he worked with Extension and FBFM to educate other producers. He served on local school boards for 22 years. Wayne and his wife Judy have been enthusiastic supporters of the arts. They've chaired the Christian County YMCA auction, supported ACES AgCom scholarships, and purchased grain bin rescue equipment for the fire department, enriching their community in many ways. An ACES Alumni Award of Merit is presented to Wayne Swigert.
I am shocked and honored to receive this honor. I want to thank the College of ACES Alumni Association for this award. I'd like to thank my friend Wayne Nelson for nominating me and for Todd Gleason for doing his magic on the application. I'd also like to thank my wife, Judy, who's put up with me for 48 years. I received a great education from the U of I, and it helped me immensely in my farm operation, my seed sales, and my computer sales. College was quite an awakening for a small-town farm boy. Getting to go to New York City with the ILEO staff, attending theater, ballet, and opera as an usher at Krannert Center, and making lifelong friends were just some of the perks of my college days. Having a degree from the U of I has definitely changed my life. One of the achievements I am most proud of is my 20 years on the school board. I started out on the Stonington School Board, and then when we annexed to the Taylorville School District, I was on the Taylorville Board for 12 years. While on the board, we made many building additions and improvements, but none that I am more proud of than this greenhouse. 25 individuals solicited funds that allowed us to build this greenhouse without any taxpayer dollars involved. Judy and I are passionate about the Christian County YMCA. We have co-chaired the annual charity auction twice, as well as worked on a lot of the other fundraisers. We're truly blessed to have such a fantastic facility in our town. It took hundreds of people's donation and time to make this facility a possibility. An average person with average means can do wonders with a lot of friends and associates. We can build greenhouses. We can build additions to the hospital. We can make improvements to the Y. We can put in elevators at church, and we can improve education. In conclusion, I'd like to thank the U of I College of ACES for this honor and thank God for the opportunities. Thank you.